How to fix League of Legends not launching after match found. Welcome back to Teknobalta. During our deep dive investigation into Riot Games client behavior, we isolated a critical rendering bottleneck where the League of Legends executable fails to hand over operations from the main client to the actual match server right after a match is found. Our diagnostics revealed that this transition state frequently crashes due to execution privilege mismatches, full-screen optimization loops, and corrupted game state configuration files. We tested multiple experimental environments, and our analysis confirmed that forcing specific background process overrides yields the most stable recovery. Today, we are going to walk you through our verified, highly comprehensive diagnostic routine to permanently resolve this loading issue. First, let's look at the primary execution route. Teknobalta's analysis revealed that improper privilege delegation on the main game executable frequently blocks the transition to the live match screen. Navigate directly to your Riot Games installation directory, locate the League of Legends folder, and drill down to the game folder where the primary League of Legends.exe file is hosted. Right-click this specific executable, choose Properties, and open the Compatibility tab. Once inside the compatibility options, our testing showed that turning off legacy settings resolves major rendering blocks. Ensure that Run this program as an administrator is completely unchecked, as forcing elevated privileges can break communication with the non-elevated Riot Client. Additionally, check the box to disable full-screen optimizations to prevent Windows DWM from hanging during the graphic driver transition. Apply these changes immediately. Next, we need to correct the primary game client settings within the Riot software layer. Open the Riot Client dashboard, click on your profile icon in the top right corner, and select Settings. Under the League of Legends section, ensure that the game is configured to close or minimize completely when the match starts, freeing up shared system resources. Our diagnostics indicated that outdated DirectX cache files often trigger this exact black screen loop right after champion selection. Press the Windows key plus R, type cleangr into the Run dialog box, and select your main operating system drive. Check the box specifically for DirectX shader cache. Click OK, and let Windows purge the corrupted rendering shaders. If the issue persists, we need to target the configuration files holding corrupted display parameters. Navigate to your main League of Legends installation directory, locate the config folder, and find the game CFG file. Right-click this file, open it with Notepad, locate the lines for window mode, and change its value to 1 or 2 to force the game into windowed or borderless mode upon launch. We also verified that security software heuristics can abruptly terminate the game executable during server handshake operations. Open Windows Security, go to Virus and Threat Protection, and select Manage Settings under the Threat Protection configurations. Scroll down to Exclusions, click Add or Remove Exclusions, and add the entire Riot Games installation folder to prevent real-time scanning locks. Network protocol drops can also simulate a client crash during the match handover phase. Open your command prompt with administrative rights by typing CMD into the Windows search bar, right-clicking it, and selecting Run as administrator. Execute the command netch-int IP reset, followed by ipconfig/flushdons, to clear out legacy routing pathways that block server handshakes. Our technical team also observed that third-party overlays frequently corrupt the overlay hook during the loading screen transition. Open the Discord app settings, go to the Game Overlay tab, and completely disable the in-game overlay toggle. Repeat this exact process for GeForce Experience or AMD software overlay panels to avoid overlay rendering conflicts. Memory fragmentation within the Windows virtual memory subsystem can also choke the client initialization process. Open your advanced system settings by searching for System, CPL in the Run box, navigate to the Advanced tab, and click Settings under Performance. Go to the Advanced tab, click Change under Virtual Memory, and ensure Automatically Manage Paging File Size for all drives is checked. Graphic card driver state desynchronization is another common culprit we addressed during testing. Download the latest display driver uninstaller utility to clean out your GPU architecture profiles completely in Windows Safe mode. Once cleaned, perform a fresh installation of the latest studio or game-ready drivers directly from your GPU manufacturer's portal. Furthermore, we found that outdated network interface card drivers can drop high-tick packets during loading screen handshakes. Open Device Manager by right-clicking the Start menu. Expand the Network Adapters category. Right-click your primary LAN or Wi-Fi controller and choose Update Driver. Select the Automatic Search option or manually point it to the latest vendor chipset files. Corruption within the Riot Client's internal manifests can also cause silent deployment failures during loading. Navigate to C/program data via your File Explorer, locate the hidden Riot Games folder, and delete it entirely. Do not worry, as launching the Riot Client afterward will seamlessly regenerate these system manifests with clean configuration data. We discovered that legacy compatibility mode overrides can actively break the game launcher's operational pipeline. Go back to the League of Legends.exe properties window, enter the Compatibility tab, and verify that Run this program in compatibility mode for is totally unchecked. Forcing Windows 8 or older profiles often completely breaks modern anti-cheat integrations. A high pooling rate on gaming peripherals can occasionally cause the game engine to freeze during the full-screen mode initialization phase. Open your mouse or keyboard dedicated management software, such as Logitech GHUB or Razer Synapse, and reduce the report rate down to 500 Hz or 125 Hz. This immediately relieves CPU core spikes when the match engine hooks your input hardware. The Riot Vanguard anti-cheat service can sometimes fail to validate the game state transition if its service state is degraded. Right-click the Vanguard system tray icon, select Exit, and confirm the prompt to terminate the driver session. Next, open the Windows Services application, find VGC, right-click it, ensure its startup type is set to automatic, and manually hit Start. In several test scenarios, background applications using hardware acceleration caused severe execution conflicts. Open your web browser settings, search for hardware acceleration, and flip the switch to turn it off completely. Do this for all secondary background apps like Spotify or Steam to free up dedicated GPU scheduling slots for the game. If the loading freeze continues to lock up your desktop, clearing out the local app data temporal storage cache is necessary. Press Windows key plus R, type %local app data % into the field, and locate the Riot Games and League of Legends entries. Wipe these folders out completely to remove corrupted UI session states that block the match rendering interface. Finally, utilize the comprehensive deployment verification tools built natively into the game architecture. Launch the Riot Client, navigate to the League of Legends game tab, click the Repair Gear icon, and select the Initiate Full Repair option. This scans every single game block, replaces missing asset signatures, and matches your local build perfectly with the live server environment. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.